content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Hi, I'm Tracy Latome, and I'll be your host for Connections with Tracy. I'm going to show you how you can eat the cake, drink the good wine, take the trip, get that dream job. I'm going to introduce you to my connections. I'll be on every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll be able to join me. Now on to the show. Good evening and welcome to Connections with Tracy. I am your host, Tracy Latome. We're here every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30, and I'm so excited to be down here at downtown Boca Raton at the Brooklyn Cafe. We're so excited to have our producers here. And I want to touch a little bit before I introduce my guest about Veterans Day. Veterans Day is coming up November 11th, and I would like to challenge all of the listeners and anybody that will see this or hear this evening or on the repeat feedback to adopt a veteran. November 11th. Up until November 11th, whatever it is you want to do, you can go donate a meal. I went out and I scrubbed a gravestone the other day in Pompano Beach, and he was a 26-year-old man that was part of a bomb group, and he passed fighting for his country. So I think that everyone should do a little something for a veteran. You can find them anywhere. I work a lot with the Pompano Beach Disabled Veterans 132. I've been in contact lately with the Irreverent Warriors, which will be on a future show. We're real excited that we're going to have a couple of their key people on the show. But today is a very special guest. And in my heart, he's my little pumpkin head. But I would like to say that we have a community-driven solopreneur. Now, not only an entrepreneur, but we talk and we kid back and forth about solopreneurness. So his true meaning of this. He started this industry-disrupting company, Posture Police, in 2017. Posture Police is a pain-relieving corrective exercise and massage approach that blends the wisdom of yoga and science of physical therapy. Currently teaching 3 weekly functional mobility and yoga classes at MSD Connected Nonprofits, Eagles Haven, in addition to classes at gyms and even through Zoom. Matthew takes joy in being labeled the sciatic magician. Now, I remember having some horrible sciatic pain, so I would love to hear how do you do what you do, Matthew Hamburger?
Well, I think a lot of what I do, thank you for having me on, first of all. Tracy, I love you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And
I'm so excited to have
you. We
you.
have a beautiful connection, the two of us, and I'm so glad I got to meet you through all the stuff with Coral Springs and Coconut Creek. But when it comes to sciatica, I think the key is what I learned with starting Posture Police, which was how much the awareness plays into our movement. So we can detangle what's causing the impingement of the sciatic nerve. So whether you're going to Pilates or yoga or one of my therapeutic fitness classes, becoming aware of the movement patterns, we can unravel the impinged sciatic nerve that's creating sciatica.
Now, when you walked into a room, and it happens a lot when you walk into a room, people know who you are. You have a aura about you, or sometimes balancing things as you keep yourself balanced. But apparently you wrote one of our producers a citation. You have met him prior to today. So tell me, what does Posture Police do? Are you out there watching people schlump?
In a sense. I have fun writing people posture citations. And probably 4, 5, 6 years ago, when I met Freddie the first time, I wrote him a posture citation. I'm pretty sure he was slouched over a little bit too much on his phone. But posture citations are the way that I like to have some fun while actually being effective for the classes. But really, posture citations, I love just catching people when they're locking their knees, overusing their cell phone. It's like I've snuck some posture citations in some random people's pockets, and
It's a little creepy.
it was at concerts. Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
No, it was worth it. It was worth it.
They go home and they're like,
Well, I had conversations with them prior. So
Do they?
it
Okay,
wasn't-
so do they call you? I mean,
I've never
do
gotten
they?
a phone call back.
No.
but when I give them to their I've had some. So it's really nice how because my mechanism, I think, of getting people to want to talk to me is being a little bit strange. So the water bottle on my head acts as kind of, I think, like a beacon of attention.
So I guess because our listeners are just listening and some of our people are just sitting here watching, what do you mean water bottle on your head? And how did that come about?
So I literally mean water bottle, where
Okay.
I will put a water bottle on my head. I have a little fun with the language of it. But it all started around 8 years ago at a Blink-182 concert when my friend and roommate were a little bit too intoxicated to find me. And to stand out from the crowd, I'm not exceptionally tall. I put a water bottle on my head because it was all I had. And I waited for them to find me. So it gave me an extra 6 inches or so of height to stand out from the crowd. And it worked.
And so you knew you could balance this?
I apparently I already knew I could, but I never really did it. So it was in a perfect situation of wanting to keep my amazing spot watching Blink-182. I strived and I leaned into the innovation that I could do. And then the second time they went to get drinks, they still couldn't find me. So then I walked looking for them. And that's what led me to continue doing it at concerts.
Well, and I know that we did the Anthony Rizzo walk last year in
Yes.
Parkland together. And that was 3 miles, 2.5
that
miles?
that was a full 5K.
Okay, so it wasn't a small bottle, and a shameless plug to Fiji or Vitamin Water. If you're listening, we sure do need a sponsor. You had the whole 5K with the huge, not just a short little.
Yeah, it was a liter. It was a liter bottle.
The whole, and backwards. You were running backwards at one point because people were filming you.
It was fun. I think that was the third time I did it, and I see it as a challenge, especially for the fact that I'm doing good for the community at that 5K.
I wasn't sure I could do it frontwards, let alone running backwards with a water bottle on my head.
I love the fact that I get these little 11-year-olds to start doing the same thing and try to keep up. It's fun. It's I love it. I love it. I call them balancing buddies.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to that.
So MSD has Eagles Haven, and with the unfortunate tragedy of MSD, and it was all brought back raw again with the hearing the past couple weeks with them coming to a judgment. It was a big stir again in the community. Eagles Haven has opportunities to give back to the community to heal. Yes. Would you be able to touch base a little bit about what they do and what you do for them?
So Eagles Haven is a nonprofit that was created following the Stoneman Douglas tragedy. I went to high school there and I graduated in 2004.
Which makes you a baby.
Yeah, I'm 36, but yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Regardless, so Eagles Haven, with the community being so affected, Coral Springs, Parkland, Coconut Creek, and yeah, it's one of those things where the community needed a healing resource. So they came together, and they're a group of mental health counselors, and they put classes together to support the community from a holistic perspective of healing. And I teach 3 classes a week. 2 of them therapeutic fitness, and 1 of them is a yoga class, and it is completely complimentary to anyone in the community or anyone that's been affected or emotionally affected by the tragedy. But yeah, a lot of the community definitely feels a little bit taken back, and sometimes with these wounds that haven't fully healed being reopened or agitated or expectations not going as expected, we're not meant to heal alone. Us as humans, we are really meant to heal. We need help. We need friends. We need support. We need a community. Communities act as that support. So I have seen so many people at Eagles Haven go from suffering to smiling. And I like seeing the healing take place. I believe everyone deserves to heal holistically, regardless of what your trauma is.
Well, it is community giving back to community.
Yeah.
If the classes are free, you said therapeutic
Fitness.
Can you tell me what that is?
So that is the class name of my primary posture police class. Think of it as corrective exercise, where I take yoga-inspired corrective exercises and with a physical therapy philosophy, and I sequence the classes to fix back, neck, hip, and shoulder pain, most notably rotator cuff sciatica, back pain, all sorts of stuff where we all get postural imbalances. So whether it's from sitting, locking our knees, using a phone, you sitting on a couch like this, or driving like...
Gonna get a citation.
I like, for anyone that drives too much, I have like 25 car active exercises.
In the car?
Well, no, they're for people that get imbalances in the car. So they're exercises that are sequenced to get rid of all the driving funk that you got from your shoulders being rounded or sitting funky. So I just have fun calling them car active exercises.
I need cubby exercises because I notice a little twinge right down here if I've been working on a project for way too long. And usually my job, it running around so much that I'm not locked into that. So when I am, what do I do? Can you show me an exercise that can save my back?
Well, I can show you.
Or do I have to come to class again?
I think you should come to class. And with the amount of room that we have here, my first thinking would be, while you are such a focused and disciplined worker, and you can focus for hours at a time, I recommend you get up every hour or so and either walk,
move around,
or do some squats, or lunges, or dance. I know you're a phenomenal dancer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So like, just dance and do some grooves. You get that movement in there, get the hips moving.
I was doing the sprinkler at the Coral Springs Coconut Creek Regional Chamber Gala the other night, trying to get everybody out there going, but...
You couldn't get people on the dance floor?
No, they were out there. They weren't doing the sprinkler, though.
I love dancing with things balanced on my head. It's.
I do see that you brought a friend.
Yes. He's Mr. Pumpkinhead.
Okay. And we're
So this was my Halloween costume for a party.
Okay.
I was wearing an orange shirt and I was walking around with this on my head.
Nice.
And he's Mr. Pumpkinhead.
Perfect. And that takes incredible strength, balance, and you can dance.
Yes, I can dance. I wish I had a little bit
So,
of standing room.
for those of you driving and can't see what we see, he's got a lit candle pumpkin on his head, balancing it on his head. I love bringing him to things. He makes for good fun. And oh, there he goes. Oh, he's on the move. Oh, and there's the squat. Whoa! Oh, there goes the camera. Well, that's great. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
You're next, Tracy.
No, not me. I tried the water bottle once. I think I got a step, and I went, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. But I like that it's your shtick.
Well, hey.
Mine is Connections with Tracy on Tuesday nights from 7 to 7:30. Thank you for tuning in. So tell me, last I heard, now I know you're making a lot of your homemade things like yogurt, and weren't you doing jerkies and... there's something that you were making also that was kind of impressive.
So when I started wanting to make my own homemade yogurt, although there is beef related to my last name, I was not making any jerky.
Oh, I think I'm just thinking of your dog,
Yes,
Kobe.
Kobe beef. So I've made homemade yogurt, which I found really fun, and then I took it the next step and I wanted to make some granola. So I made all homemade granola.
I do
and then the
remember
same
that.
weekend I'm like, let me make some jam. And I just made a weekend of yogurt parfaits.
Were you up at Bedner's Farm picking up strawberries and just bought too many, or did you decide that you wanted what kind of jams?
The jams were actually, I used frozen berries. I used organic frozen berries that were mixed berries I remember. But I made it I was on a little mission earlier this year wanting to cook all of my food and make everything myself. I love food, but also I like health. So I want to make sure that all my food that I'm eating is what I make. So I challenged myself to do that. So that was a fun little exercise.
So no takeout, no to go.
I still enjoy takeout, but I'm trying to eliminate it. So
You
I
didn't
can
stop
cook my own
McDonald's on the way here.
stuff. Wendy's. No, just kidding. No. Yeah, meal prepping. It's fun to make things ahead of time and then have different sauces or different spices to tweak it up a little. Because I get bored if it's the same thing over and over.
It's very disciplined.
Yeah.
Very disciplined. So you have Monday through Thursday planned, and you know what you're eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner?
No, not at all.
Oh, good.
So I kind of just make like a pot of something healthy that
So I was going to wonder, how are we friends?
No way. Are you out of here? No. So I kind of just like.
Because I did stop at McDonald's on the way here.
Yeah, no. I shame you for that. So I basically end up making a pot of something for the week, and that becomes like 4 days of the week's dinners. And that's kind of what I do. And then I'll make some sort of a starch or potato or rice, and then it's like I'll have that as an addition. And then I'll just fill in the few meals of a gap with whatever I want to eat. So it's like I basically create 2 big meals, usually a lot of vegetables, and I'm a meat eater, so I'm an omnivore. But yeah, I'll throw some meat in there. Sometimes I'll avoid the meat with some chickpeas and tofu and stuff, but
I'm thinking about starting to grow my own lettuce. I went to Publix the other day, and shame on you, Publix. It was $4 a head for a head of iceberg.
inflation.
So usually I go to Walmart, or I try to go to the farmer's market for all my vegetables and try to get enough for the week. But in a pinch, the best place, you run to Publix. But it was expensive.
Yeah.
So I get it. So, pre-making your meals and growing
Testing,
your
1,
own,
2, testing.
kind of tied in together.
I would love to have the time and ability to grow my own vegetables and fruit and stuff, but
They have hydro gardens.
Oh,
they
I
have
know they
aero
do.
gardens.
and the tower garden.
I was stalking that so much that it's
PVC pipes.
it pops up in my feed every once in a while. But how awesome is that? Yes, I think I'll have some Capri salad today, plucking the little basil leaves in the middle of your kitchen. But
Or what if you get some tomatoes, make some little pasta right from
Right?
that. That's one of the things I love to do with cooking is I love to just make like a pan sauce of like just vegetables, throw some tomatoes, enough salt, pepper, herbs. Let me know when we'll make some dinner.
Yeah, I'm excited. So you do yoga, you do your posture police. I know that you also do massage therapy.
Yes.
And you also do, and I don't know, is it a stretching class, or you work with people, you stretch, or how does that work?
So
For one thing, if you don't mind, could you tell us how they can get a hold of you? I think we have we do. Matthew at posturepolice.com, is that right?
Yes. So Matthew at posturepd.com.
Okay.
So Posture PD is in Posture Police Department. You can get you can reach me via phone or text at 754-799-8559, or you could email me there or go to posturepd.com. But to tell you, yeah, I've been a massage therapist for 15 years. So as I started Posture Police 5 years ago, it was following selling the Massage Envy that I owned with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little disenfranchised by massage at the time, but I was like, let me start Posture Police. It's my way to get people to not need massage anymore. It's like, let's do some stretching exercise. You'll turn the benefit of massage from 3 days into 3 weeks. That was my theory.
Okay.
And yeah, so with Posture Police, I started seeing the writing on the wall that massage was a missing link. I couldn't just cast massage aside and just do stretches and exercise, because some people really need that relaxation and de-stressing of massage and breaking of the tissues or the tight muscles with my hands instead of just stretching and exercise. Yeah, I love yoga. Yoga, I was
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
inspired to teach. You're perfect, Tracy. I was inspired to teach yoga actually following the Stoneman Douglas shooting, when I realized that I couldn't even deal with the grief of my community. How was I going to learn? How was I emotionally capable of my own grief and my own difficult emotions? So I, for some reason, got compelled into yoga, in the breathing exercises and the practices of yoga. And my first ever yoga class was a beer yoga class, which was fun.
Well, and I was just going to mention, your classes aren't just Tibetan music and bells when you walk in. It's not real quiet. It's not like, so can you explain some of the music and the genre of, because I remember coming to a class and going, well, there's nothing I've ever taken before, and it was so awesome.
Thank you. Well, the thing is with my non-yoga classes, so the main therapeutic fitness or on the mat or posture police classes, they're not yoga classes, and it's not meant to be really zen. It's meant to be stimulating and mindful. So I like having rock music or some pop music even times, but rock music to throw people a little bit out of their comfort zone and disrupt them just a little bit so that they can rebalance themselves physically and we could correct their back, neck, hip, and shoulder pain.
I also remember something else in one of your classes, and I do this in the car all the time now. You had us all put our heads to the right. You had us all put our heads to the left, and you went, I see which side that you hold your phone on. And now I have to work on the other side to make sure that that muscle still works as well. But it's something that you said that always has stuck with me.
I love that stuck with you. That's like one of the many little ways that we can test out our body. Because, yeah, we all have imbalances. I'm a little off center just with the camera, but we all have imbalances, and there's so many ways to identify them. Maybe you heard my neck crack right there, but I believe becoming aware of those imbalances allows us to correct that. So whether it's making sure your neck is all funky because of which side you hold your phone, or making sure you switch legs, that you cross your legs so that we stay balanced there. Or if you're slouched on your couch for so long and you're couching it up, you just come away from the couch and sit up, suck your belly button in a little bit, and just stabilize your core. I let myself slouch. And as the posture police, I don't believe there's a such thing as perfect posture. I just believe we need to be mindful to not neglect our body.
Well, and don't you think, honestly, with all the contraptions that we have, I mean, between my iPad, my phone, I know that, we're all constantly doing, one of these.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we need to put down our phones more, put down our phones down a little bit more.
I love the idea of that.
But
Also, you can always buy a tripod or a selfie stick to help you use your phone.
tell us again how we can get a hold of you for your yoga classes, your posture police, your therapeutic fitness, and massage. My friend Matthew Hamburger.
Well, the best way to reach me is either by my calling or texting to my number at 7547998559 or my email at matthew@posturepd.com. And I teach 2 classes a week that are virtual, which is Tuesday about the time that you're going to be watching this, and and then Saturday at 11 a.m. So feel free to join me via Zoom, and let's balance out our bodies together.
Well, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to be your host here, Tracy Latome at Connections with Tracy. We're here every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. And again, I challenge you to adopt a veteran, whether it's buy them a meal, say hello, thank them for their service, anything you can do. But God bless America. And thank you for checking in with Connections with Tracy. And that's all the time we have for tonight. I want to thank you for tuning in. And remember, stay connected and tune in to Connections with Tracy.